Okay, so in this video, I'm just going to go through what characters are going to get buffed and what characters are going to get nerfed for Season 4 as a redemption kind of thing, and what I feel like should be changed with some characters, if any. So let's start with Gangrene. With Gangrene, I think 2-1-2 needs to be -13 instead of -11. Other than that, I think it's fine. 2-1-2 is so oppressive because you can do 2-1 on blocking stance stuff, or you can do 2-1-2 to condition them from challenging your stance stuff. So I think being -11 is too strong. So -13, and then everything else is okay with Gangrene. Safina, I would say less crushing on her stuff. Like if you do like them 3 and certain characters into Mantis, they're punished with whiff. So remove that, like get rid of that inconsistency, and then maybe slightly nerf her backdash, because she can escape a lot of things that shouldn't be escapable. With Julia, I would reduce the damage on her stomp, so her wall combo is less damaging, and the bow and arrow to do less damage, and do her 4+2 shove to be unsafe as well. And I think that should be okay for Julia. With Marduk, I would give him general hitbox fixes, because his jabs and mids are very prone to being crushed. So I'll give him a little bit of hitbox fix, less damage on the rage drive, and since his while standing punishment is kind of bad, I would do more damage in while standing 4. Well, Anna, she's kind of hard to balance because of how wild her playstyle is, but I think buff her down for 1 tracking, buff her 4-2-3 whip punish as a block punisher, buff the range on it, but I think revert the damage on her booty, the 4-2+3 ender to previously, right? And then I think make FC down for 2 to be less consistent, because it does a lot of damage for like a low that's kind of easy to hit, or maybe just refresh her damage a little bit. With Geese, I would do less damage on the DPs to make his explosive damage not so explosive. So that includes the normal DP and the EX DP. For Eliza, I would make Moonglide 4 to be counter hit launcher only, Den 3 to be -14 on block instead of -15, Den 3 to do 9 damage instead of 7 if there is no clean hit, and then back 1 to be a bit better on block. With Noctis, it's kind of tricky. I would maybe give FC down for 2 counter hit knockdown to let him do another FC down for 2, but I think he's kind of okay. Like, he doesn't need too many buffs. Lei, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, I don't know what to say. I couldn't tell you. But maybe Lei players can chime in the comments there. Well, Armor King, I would make his down for 1 track side step right a little bit more, because he is very, very prone to being stepped to the right. So I think if his tracking was improved a little bit, he'd be stronger. With Negan, I think Negan is fine. Don't touch him. I think he's in a good spot. With Leroy, I will make 4-3-4 string or whatever it is. I will make that -10, at least trap punishable. Just like them 4.4. I think one of them's -10, but I would like the string also to be -10. I'll make Den 3-2 to be a bit slower, and then I will make the parry, the punches follow up to the parry to be unsafe and block as well. So if you do bait it should be unsafe. With Fakamin, give him normal hurtbox and reduce his combo damage. I think nerf his movement a little bit. Like, he shouldn't be moving like that. And what else would you do to Fakamin? Maybe nerf back forward 4 a little bit. Like, less tracking, because it's pretty much homing move right now. Honestly, there's a lot he needs to do this character. We might make a whole separate video on that. With Raven, just general hitbox fixes. Like 4-for-3 going over stuff, that shouldn't be the case. And then maybe a magic 4 buff. But I think a lot of Raven players just want hitbox buffs on her, on moves like 4-for-3 for example. I think she's in an okay spot. With Nina, I will do like downward 1 and then back 3. Let's push back and hit. I will fix the running 3-4 hitbox so it doesn't whiff in combos. And then maybe just general hitbox fixes, like while standing to hitbox, I know tends to whiff on some stagger lows. So maybe just general hitbox fixes. With Yoshi, it's kind of tricky, right? I would maybe make FC down for 4 knockdown on normal hit, or just improve his lows a little bit. Maybe like moves like down back 4, maybe to be a bit more plus, or maybe a counter knockdown or whatever. I think his lows are like really lacking, so you could do a little bit with a little bit of help there. I think Dragunov, I think, is fine. Don't touch this character. With Horang, all I would do is remove 2+4 into the free backturn kick, into flip over V. I would remove this. Other than that, I think he's okay. Maybe reduce the damage on his combos a little bit, because he does a lot. Especially after balcony break, when he does the soccer kick backwards into the free backturn 3, or whatever it is. Maybe just tone down damage a little bit, and then remove that free guaranteed move after 2+4 grab. With Law, I think I will make 3+4 for a single input. So if he has to commit to the high always, if he presses the button. Other than that, I think Law's okay. I don't think he's I don't think he needs too many nerfs or anything. Just that one thing will help a lot. With Shaheen, I think just leave him. I think he's fine as he is. Well, Kumba, I will make, when he jumps, I will make the hurt box bigger, so it's easier to interrupt him and to float him. And I will reduce the damage on Demon Flip 3, his screw move, just to decrease his overall combo damage. But I think the main thing is that it's very hard to stop this character from just jumping all over you without being really ready for it. Like, he shouldn't die for trying to stop him, so he should have a bigger hurt box when he's in the air, off Demon Flip or normal jump. With Kazuya, that is it's an electric recovery nerf that I want across all the mission modes. Like, basically refreshes to how it was before, and maybe reduce the damage on back 2-1 a little bit. But I think he's okay other than that. Heihachi, same thing, more electric recovery, but maybe make his lows a little bit better, because he is struggling in that aspect. Maybe Denbak 3 to be a bit better on hit and block, or maybe a Denbak 2 to knock down a counter. Something anyway to help him, but a nerf to electric recovery is the main thing. With Kasumi, I think she's okay. Leave her. She's in a good spot, I think. Chloe, I would want her FC down front 1 to be minus 13, because being minus 14 is extremely risky. Her lows are really risky for like no reason. I would improve Den 3 better on hit. Like, it's pretty minus on hit, and I don't think it should be. It should be a bit better on hit. Like, not plus, but not like super minus as well. Maybe back 1 to do more damage, because her whip punishment is quite weak. It's not very rewarding, so maybe back 1 to do more damage, like as before. And her Kali roll can whiff on hit, even if the first hit connects. So I will fix that as well. Well, Lily, I would give her Den 3 to knock down a counter hit. I think that would be a good change for her. And then maybe stuff like her down front 1 needs to be fixed. You shouldn't be able to backdash a second down front 1 after eating the previous down front 1. So I think those two will help her a lot. But Lars, I honestly wasn't too sure, but I think maybe improve the tracking on him a little bit, because he is very weak to side set right, and his back 1 isn't very rewarding at all. So maybe just improve some of his tracking, maybe his down front 1 to track to the right better. With Shayu, I would make back 4-4 to be 13 frame always, because sometimes it's randomly 14 frame, and then I will make her Wasang 1-4 to be closer on hit, because a lot of characters can escape her follow-up pressure afterwards. So I would make Wasang 1-4 to be closer on hit, and maybe revert the range nerf on her down front 1. But I think she's in a good spot in that. With Jack, I think I would just leave him. I think Jack is okay. He does his job well. I would just leave him. With Lee, back 4, revert the back 4 buff essentially, and then I think he's okay other than that. Like, the idea is just bring down characters down a little bit, and then buff the really weak characters up. With Crewman Panda, I would make the stance 1-2, the double low, to do a little bit more damage. I will make down front 1 plus the homing move to be a bit quicker, because they're very prone to being stepped. I think bears are always just going to be bad, no matter what you give them, because they're going to have bad movement because of their nature, because of their character archetype, and they're always going to be prone to bears exclusive combos. So I don't think it matters what you give them; they won't be considered great. But I think those moves will help them though. It'll make the stance scarier. But Miguel, I will give him more consistent wall enders, because I know he has combos that drops in female characters often. So just make them more consistent, and then make stuff like while standing 2-4, like connect on hit properly, because sometimes it can drop. And it's the same with Rage Drive. Sometimes that can also whiff on hit and block. So I will help just channel hitbox for Miko. For Bob, I would just leave him. Bob's in a really good spot. I would just leave him. Same for Brian. I wouldn't touch Brian as well. King, only thing I would do is 4-1 to be a bit more minus on block. But other than that, I think he's okay. With Steve, definitely nerf the Rage Drive. other than that, I think it's okay. I think he's okay. But the range drive definitely has to be touched. It's one of the best comeback range drives in the game. Maybe make it slower, or maybe if it's blocked, he doesn't go into duck. Maybe something like that. With Paul, oh my god, where do I start? Remove the Rage Art cancel. Nerf the Dempher 2 crushing. I think slightly nerf Demo Man and Deafness damage. And the evasion on forward 1+4 to be nerfed as well. Because sometimes I could be +8 and he would still evade my Dempher 1. So the evasion needs to be nerfed because it does a lot on him. With Josie, it's kind of tricky. I think I will make switch 3 to be neutral on hit, because with Josie, or maybe even plus on hit, because against switch stance, there's not much reason to challenge her. Like if you mash into switch, you're giving Josie what she wants. But I feel like if you just kind of just take her lows, it's not really that scary. Especially switch 3, it's minus on hit now, so you can kind of not really take your turn, but you can take your moments. You know, you can pick your moments and do something. With Katarina, I will make single Magic Force safe again, and her wall combo with 3-3-3-3 wall ender, I will make that more consistent, because sometimes it can drop for no reason. And then I think make her Dempher 2 a little bit quicker, because her Dempher 2 is really strong tracking to both ways, but it is quite slow. So I think just make Dempher 2 maybe 1 or 2 frame quicker. With Jin, I think he's okay, just leave Jin alone. Double Jin, electric nerf like the others, and I think he's okay or not. I think you can leave him alone or not. Claudio, the only thing I would change is the back one, like nerf it in some way. Like maybe nerf the recoil of it, or nerf the pushback and block. But something that back one needs to be changed. But other than that, I think he's okay. Gigas, I will make his forward 1+2 a mid. Maybe back 1+2 to be a counter at knockdown. And maybe give him like a low from Golem. And this is was highly requested. Dempher 3-1 on hit to knock drop randomly. June, Asuka. Well, I'll make Asuka's 1-3 natural combo. I mean, she needs a better 10 frame Punisher, and she needs a better whip Punisher from sidestep that isn't just a like when she does sidestep 2. She needs to do sidestep 2 to punish smaller whips like jab or Dempher 1, for example, when he stepped them. So I think giving her something natural off her jab will help her a lot. And then in trade, maybe make back 3 worse on block or something, I don't care. Just give me a natural 10 frame. Well, Alisa, I will make her Power Crush Dempher 1+2 to be minus 14, and I will make Destroy Form down 1 to be minus 13, and also FC Dempher 1+2 Shu Shine to also be minus 13. I will change those for Alisa. With Leo, I think she's okay, just leave her. With Feng, I will maybe make 1-1-2 to be more plus on hit, because it's very little plus, and he's also stuck in back turn. Other than that, I think maybe back 4 like a slight damage buff. But other than that, I think Feng is in an okay spot. So I think Feng is in an okay spot. And for Eddie, I will make his Dempher 2 to be like Tide 2 status again. Maybe 14 frame and tracking, and that will help the character a lot, I think. And yeah, that's the whole cast. And then Panda, same as Kumba, I said earlier. And so that's kind of like my prediction for season 4. Overall, I want damage to be nerfed, like it's scaling to be nerfed, so there's less damage. And because you don't want to give characters more health, because it will nerf poke characters like Kasumi or Miguel, those kind of characters. So just make the damage scaling less obscene, and just bring the top tier characters down. Buff the mid tiers, leave the mid and high tiers alone, and buff the low tiers a little bit, but not toxic changes. And then that's all I really want from season 4 balance.